Welcome back to Fight IQ Picks. It's your boy Johnny P. We're back again. We're going over some more UFC 250 White House card opening fight. But first, let's talk about last week. Chairez, our boy, he came back strong, came back like Seagal, like we said, and he got us a W. Looked good doing it. First round sub after he knocked him around a little bit, made Bruno Silva look not so good, not so good. And we were right on the right side again. So let's keep it going. Let's keep the streak alive. We also had some other plays. I didn't give them all out. The videos kind of got washed. Fights got pulled. A lot of things happened. But we went 3-1 on the week. We crushed the books. We were up 7 units. That's 2 weeks in a row. Now we're up plus 11. It's great. It's great. So the opening card, let's look at this. Diego Lopes is fighting Steve Garcia. Now this is a banger to start off the card. Great one to start off the card. Violence guaranteed. Steve Garcia is coming in this match on an absolute heater. He's had 7 straight wins, finish after finish, except Calvin Kattar. He didn't finish that one, but he did beat him, pretty good. And every time this guy steps up to the cage, he's looking to take your head off. He's strong. He comes at you, and he's furious. He just throws punch after punch, and he's got his lead hand is so busy, and then he brings in that strong power. It's great to watch. Garcia's become one of the most dangerous strikers in the featherweight division, and he pressures constantly. He has bad intentions with every shot he throws. He's always trying to end the fight, and his fight time shows it. The guy's average fight time is short compared to Diego Lopes. But he's riding his confidence high. The momentum's real, and we've seen some early line movement in the direction of Steve Garcia. Money coming in early, about 10% we're looking at. So that's also showing some sharps are on him, potentially. Or maybe people just see the win streak and they're going, hey, this guy's riding high. He's got a lot of KOs. Let's see what's going on here. Biggest test of his career here. Diego Lopes, he's been fighting for championships. He's been fighting the top of the crop, John Silva. And I'm extremely high on Diego Lopes. I just am. He's a star in the rising. He just looks better every fight he's come up. He looks better. And I've doubted him a couple times. I'm done doubting this guy. But this is a fight. This is a fight, I'm telling you. When you look across Lopes, the first thing that jumps off is how explosive he is, his speed, his power. He is a submission threat. If the fight goes to the ground, forget about it. Literally anywhere he can win the fight. His level of competition. He's looked great against Volkanovski. He's looked great against John Silva. He beat the shit out of Ortega. He looked really good, nearly beat Movsar Evloev, who's undefeated. Now, it just shows he's up there with elite fighters. He's moving and winning with these guys. I bet against him with John Silva. I bet against him both times with Volkanovski, but they were all close fights. And, he ended up finishing John Silva, who's in line to also be fighting for the belt. And when he fought Ortega, there were some questions. How could he fare against a guy who's also fought for the belt? He dropped him immediately. And coming into Volkanovski, he stepped up to the plate and he dropped Volkanovski in the second round. And not only that, he finished John Silva, dropping him, made him look like he just looked like an idiot in round 1. John Silva came out and did some spinning back hit. Diego didn't fool around, took him right to the ground, got him right in the mount, and just fought smart, kept him in mount for 3 minutes and just softened him up until, he was looking a little, because he doesn't put out the volume that you'd like, but he has the power to finish at any moment. And with John there, John was pressing, and Diego landed such a great timed spinning elbow. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And John Silva was just instantly spraying blood, and he wanted to refight after the bell, and Diego just really put on a show there. And we're watching a star in the division, and I don't think he's done improving yet. People point to the second fight with Volk and go, he didn't look that good. He looked a little worse. And what I said, my point back then was, this fight is too soon. It's turning around 4 months. How much could a guy improve in 4 months? It's tough. It's really tough, especially coming up against the best in the world. It was the same fight, basically, and he just didn't look as good. He didn't take as many chances. I think he was trying to fight smarter. I think he thought he was winning rounds, and it didn't work out for him. But, there's no easy fights against Volkanovski, and even then, Lopes still had moments of success. And, let's talk about Garcia a little bit. Garcia, he's on a hell of a run, too. And he's had finish after finish. I went back far because he did finish Melquizael Costa, too, which I'm really high on that guy. Even though he didn't look so good against Arnold Allen, Arnold Allen's a killer, too. And Steve Garcia finished him, too. He bloodied him up, and he worked him. And then he came out and finished Sung Mo Choi quick, fought Kyle Nelson, made him, he just like landed one shot and Nelson shelled up. All these were short fights, first round. Then he fought Cater, and he did go the distance with Cater, but he beat Cater in every spot of the fight. Cater couldn't even get his shots off. And that kind of worried me a little bit. I was really trying to get myself to, to bet on Steve. I really like Steve Garcia. And then, in his last fight, he fought Onama, and it was his first main event. He looked amazing. He came right out and starched Onama in the first round. He just, he threw the power, and he just kept landing on Onama and dropped him and got a TKO finish. And like I said, I just want to bet this guy. I want to. But when I look back at this level of competition outside of Melquizael Costa, there's not a lot going on there. And Cater, Cater was good, but he's lost 5 straight, and Garcia was the last one to beat him. So, no one's finishing Cater, but Garcia did look really good, and he hurt him at times. But, when we're looking at level of competition here, it's just not even close. And I don't know how Tapology has Steve Garcia's schedule of strength at 26 and Diego Lopes is at 61 when he's fought Ortega, who's fought for the belt, John Silva, who's going to fight for the belt, Volkanovski, who's fought for the belt, who's had the belt for years. And now we're looking at Garcia, who's fought Onama. He got manhandled by Landwehr, if you remember back to that fight. And, he's young too. Kyle Nelson, Calvin Kattar, Sung Won Choi. Who's he beat? A lot of these guys aren't really in the UFC anymore. And that kind of makes me nervous. And believe me, I like this guy. I really do. He's exciting, he's explosive. And that's why I think it's a great fight. And I do think he's a minute winner. He has a 5-2 striking differential, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And Diego Lopes has a slightly negative strike differential. But if we're looking at minute winner versus moment winner here, Diego Lopes can put the lights out. Steve Garcia has power, but a lot of these wins are coming via TKO. He hurts him with a couple power shots. And Diego's head is like a cinder block. If you've watched him take these shots lately, he could take a boot to the head, it looks like. So it's hard to say that Steve Garcia is going to come right out and starch him. And if they do get into a firefight, people are saying that favors Garcia. I disagree. I think it favors Lopes. I think that one big shot can put Garcia away. We've seen it before when he got knocked out by Machete or whatever that guy's name was. It looks like Machete or something like that. Machete, something like that. But he got starched in the first round, and it wasn't a good look. He went face to the floor, and I haven't seen that from Diego yet in the UFC. I didn't go back to his losses, but it looked like he only ever had TKO losses. So I'm not too worried. And I've seen him take these shots, Volkanovski shots, John Silva shots, and these shots are putting people to sleep. Not just, good. John Silva's putting everybody to sleep. So, when I'm looking at this, it's just hard to not take Diego here. And when we've seen this early line movement, we're getting a good price on him now. So when we're seeing a minus 160 now, I saw it this morning. I did lay some money on it this morning. I just don't think it's going to get much better than that. And if it does, I think we probably double down and not go crazy on it. But it's one of my Johnny jabs here. It's one of the 1-2s. I'm talking 1 or 2 units on this play. It's not my favorite play. If you watched the video earlier, I'll link it in the bio or link it in the description, but or at the end of the video. But my favorite play is the video we did prior, and I broke that down thoroughly. If you want to go back and give that one a watch, that's the knockout of the week. Could be fight of the night. Let's all hope. Get some money. We're taking Diego Lopes. If you want to sprinkle on by finish, I'm in for that. Diego could finish him. I would take the double method, double chance. I would take sub or KO if you were going to ride that route. Talking a small sprinkle, even smaller than the 1-2 jab, But Diego Lopes minus 160, I think it's a great line. I don't think we're going to get better. I think it should be somewhere like minus 220 like it opened. But people are looking at this. People are looking at Diego's foot injury from the Volkanovski fight and also questioning that. And it wasn't actually a full break. He had a boot on for a week or two, and they're talking about it a lot. And, is that driving the line? Maybe. Is it driving the line with his knockouts? Maybe. We'll see. I don't think it's going to get better than it is. I think it's probably going to push back. That's my opinion. We'll see. If you have an idea of what you think I might do, leave a comment below. Leave a like if you like the content, and we'll keep riding the streak we're on. We're up 11 units in the last 2 weeks, so let's keep it going. The White House card, I'm high on this card. We put out our knockout of the week. Now this is our 1-2 jab of the week. We might put out one more play. Well, we're coming back again. Stay strong, stay cool. Your boy Johnny P, and this is Fight IQ Picks. Stay live.